father went to see what he could see, and all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea.
Don't be a sailor. Watch this video. I didn't write that, by the way. Hey you guys, that American in New Zealand here. You want to know where you should go in New Zealand, so I'll tell you. From experience, I've lived here for years now. I know the good parts, the bad parts. You want to make it a good trip because it's so far from anywhere. Or maybe you're a curious Kiwi and you've never left the North Island. I know those people. They're strange. So I'll fill you in right now. Is that good? Am I in it? Oh, my bun's cut off. Do we care? Alright. I'm gonna go from South Island and go up north and just walk you through the places that I think that you really need to go see. And these are places that, like, my parents are in town right now and I made them a detailed itinerary of like which places to go to. And I booked them hotels in these places and they're having a great time. They're like halfway through the trip and they're enjoying the heck out of their time here. So, and plus I've gone there, my friends have gone there. You need to hit these places. You're gonna have such a good time. Plus, isn't it annoying having to do all this research and it's just like, I just want a friend to tell me where to go. Oh, these cicadas. Hold on 1 second. Anyway, I promise you, I've done so much research about places here in New Zealand to go to. I wish I had a video like this when I was first visiting and even moved here. So I promise this is the video you will need. Let's get started. Morgan, how should I get to New Zealand? Where should I fly into? Here's what I'm gonna say. I think you should fly to Queenstown. Queenstown is in the bottom of the South Island. There, I think you should rent a car. Easy to do, right at the airport. And then from there, make your way up the South Island to the top, take a ferry over in your rental car, keep on trucking up the North Island, and then end in Auckland, where you will drop off your rental car and fly home. That's my recommendation. But Morgan, where should we go on our journey? I will tell you, but I also want to tell you that this itinerary is flexible, depending on how much time you have, how much money you want to spend. If you're like a car camper person, if you want to camp in a tent, do you want to deal with bringing all that stuff over and doing it that way? Do you want to rent Airbnbs? It's flexible here in New Zealand. You have options. So I'm going to tell you some of the places I recommend. I would say give these areas a Google because, you know, we're different. Maybe you want to jump out of a plane. I jumped out of a plane and maybe you're not in the mood to do that. Maybe you want to check out the local churches. I don't know. But this will give you an idea of what places to hit on the way. Okay, so you've arrived in Queenstown. Congratulations. You picked up your rental car and now you probably want to explore Queenstown for a while, honestly. A few things about Queenstown. We are not super high thrills people. So when Brandon and I went there, we didn't want to take a helicopter over, you know, the ocean and through the mountains and go bungee jumping or all these crazy things that you can do there. There's tons of things to do. It's beautiful and worth it if you're excited about that type of thing. But it does cost a lot of money, so there's that as well. What doesn't cost a lot of money is Ferg Burger. Ferg Burger is this super popular hamburger joint down there. We went to it, long line, but it was worth it. Huge hamburgers, and it's just a fun little stop for you. Then I suggest leaving Queenstown and going to Te Anua. It's a cute little town. There's also glowworm caves, and here's where I would recommend popping in and doing a little tour. You can go on rafts and into caves and they're all over and it's like a night sky. So that's an option for you. Then the must do down there, what you absolutely have to do when you come to New Zealand, is go to Fiordlands National Park. Here, I think the best way to do it would be to either take a tour, and there's tons of tours, they're not super expensive, and they stop along all these different sightseeing places so you don't have to miss anything. Another option that we did was we just took our rental car and we booked a little cruise, and it was absolutely beautiful. It looks like a dinosaur or pterodactyl is gonna like pop out at you. Magical, I think is the word. Fjords are like these juts into the land from the water. You know what, I'm not even gonna try to explain it to you because I'll mess it up. It's beautiful. So when you're done there, you're going to want to go through Central Otago. And Central Otago is known for wine. And we have some places there that we absolutely love, including Naki's Palette, Wet Jacket, and the Cargo Cellar. These are really fun places. Even if you have a family, they have outdoor venues and like cornhole and just cute little patios. Highly recommend it. and you'll definitely want to take some wine with you. It's fun to buy wine at these wineries and then just, you know, take them on a picnic when you go to the more scenic routes where there's not a lot of options for getting a drink. And then you can have a little picnic. Aw. After that, you'll want to hit Wanaka. Wanaka is super cool. They have this restaurant called Hook. It's kind of cool because you can go fishing at this little pond that they have there, catch your own fish. They'll smoke it for you cold, hot smoked, whatever you'd like, and you can eat it right there. Yes, they're farmed fish, but still pretty cool. Then I recommend making my way to Mount Cook. Mount Cook is so beautiful. There's an amazing hike there. And at the top, there's like this beautiful lake with like glaciers in it, like icebergs and it's fantastic. You're gonna love it. And these lakes along the way are crystal blue. It's just a different color, like a turquoise when it's from glacier water. So beautiful. Highly recommend checking all of that out. I think it's called the Tasman Glacier Walk. I think that's what it's called. Also along the way, Peter's Lookout, a bunch of wool stores. If you ever see like on the side of the road little wool shops, I mean, New Zealand is known for wool, tons of sheep. It would be a great souvenir for you and for your loved ones if you're needing something to take home. Definitely check out Mount Cook Village, cutest little town. Also Lake Tekapo, and over Lake Tekapo is an Astro Cafe, and they do a lot of at-night observatory type of things. You can go and look at the stars. I think you can book a little tour for that. There's the Church of the Good Shepherd, Lake Rotorua, and some beautiful hot springs, natural hot springs with views of the mountains. Definitely check that out. They're not that expensive either. Have I missed any really neat places? Let me know in the comments below and I'll go check them out too. Now it depends on if you have a bunch of time. If you have a lot of time, you might want to check out the glaciers on the far west side of New Zealand. We actually did skydiving over there. I think over Fox Glacier. It was amazing. So beautiful. We'd never done it before and I'm so glad we did. Also, the passes that go between the west side and the east side of New Zealand are like called the passes, and there's Lewis and Arthur Pass, and they are just gorgeous roads. Just gorgeous. It's like the best way if you have to go a long distance. You want that view. If you choose to go to the east side, you can pop in at Christchurch. Such a cute little town. We actually need to go back there and explore it a bit more. If you guys have recommendations for Christchurch, by the way, leave them in the comments. I would love to know more about that. Then after that, I would head right up north. I would go to Nelson. Nelson is the coolest. It's just the best beach town. We need to go back there. You could spend so much time there just enjoying the scenery. And then scooting around towards that like bulbousy tip up there, you will want to check out Abel Tasman. We did kayaking, overnight kayaking there. It was beautiful. It was so fun. Check out Pohara Beach. That's up there as well. If you're camping or even car camping, you can park just feet to the ocean. It's just, and it's not very expensive. It's just wonderful. I would definitely check out Pohara Beach. And then in that same area, a few places to check out are Harwood's Hole. It's a big hole. Spoiler alert. Terry Lookout, Tata Beach, Onakaka Mussel Inn. We went there and it's just the cutest little place, and there's not tons of restaurants up in that area, so I highly recommend it. And get their green mussels. Super tasty. Te Waikoro Pupu Springs. We went there also. Just a beautiful little reserve. Grove Scenic Reserve. And Takaka. It's a little town. It's kind of like a hippie village with like cute little souvenirs and things and organic foods. You're gonna love it. Okay, after you're done with the South Island, all of that stuff, decide where you want to go. You will want to book a ferry ticket pretty advanced. You can't really, I wouldn't recommend doing it like the day of. So book that ferry ticket, head over with your rental car across the strait. I don't know. Then you'll arrive in Wellington, and then from Wellington, you will begin your North Island tour. By the way, the ferry ride is really cute. It doesn't take tons of time, a few hours, but you get great views. All right, Wellington's awesome. It's windy, but it is super cool. You could do a food tour, you could do a wine tour, lots of things. Really, really cute town. Then I would make my way to Martinborough. If you'd like to pop in for some wine, you can restock there. Then head up to Hawke's Bay. Now, we lived in Hawke's Bay for a year, and it was my favorite place. There's wine. Napier is the cutest little town. You can walk around, get yourself an ice cream, go to the Cape. I highly recommend doing a rented bicycle tour. So fun. Then I would pop over to Gisborne, or Gizzy as we call it here. Another adorable town. It is very windy to get there. A lot of these places are, but Gisborne is especially windy. It's kind of tricky. There, again, there's some wine. You can restock because you probably need some at this point. And make your way over to Taupo. The coolest thing in Taupo, I think, are these beautiful hot springs. And it's just like magical. You could spend hours there. There are like 5 different pools of varying temperatures depending on what you like. It's really good for your skin and just love it. Then I would pop over to Rotorua. Rotorua is cool. It's really cool. Rotorua does have a lot of natural springs, but one bad thing is it's a little stinky. It smells like sulfur. But beautiful, tons to do. My parents just went there and had a blast. A lot of really cute restaurants, and the lake is beautiful. Then I would pop up to Ohope Beach. I live near Ohope Beach, and it is called New Zealand's like most loved beach ever. And I think I know why. I was confused at first, but now I think I understand why. It's because it's like got a very long shore. What do you say? I don't know how to explain this well because I'm not like a surfer or a beach person, but like the water is very shallow for a very long time. So it's not like it cuts off and like, you know, the undercurrent will take you. It's a good swimming, surfing beach. And right across the street you can get some real fruit ice cream, which I recommend. After Ohope, you can pop up to Taranga. Taranga is really neat for Mount Maunganui. I recommend going straight there. There's some really cute shops around there. It's kind of hip and with it. It's got a lot of organic, fun foods, and the beaches are beautiful. I would recommend going to the top of Mount Maunganui and getting that beautiful view. Now, I've never been there, but there's a place called Hobbiton if you're into like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, that kind of thing. That is in that general area, so you might want to pop there and check it out. The pictures look really cute. I fall asleep during Lord of the Rings, and I know nobody's gonna like me saying that, but it's true. So we skipped it. But I've heard it's great. If there was a Harry Potter world here, I would go. Alright, so after Taranga, or Hobbiton, I'd go up to Coromandel. Coromandel is one of my favorite places here. It's beautiful. It is definitely a must-see on the North Island. It's this little peninsula, like sticking out of the North Island, and that is where Cathedral Cove is, that like screensaver that everybody has on their Windows computer. It's just beautiful, and I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you go there. Stay at a campground nearby Cathedral Cove and walk there for sunrise. That's what we did, and it was amazing. And there was nobody there. It was totally worth it. Also, nearby Coromandel is Hot Water Beach. You literally scoop out the sand and it fills with like very hot water, and so you can just make your own little hot tub. It's really cute. What else do we got for you? Okay, after Coromandel, you may want to go to Waiheke. Waiheke is an island off of Auckland, so you take a little ferry out there, and it's so beautiful. Oh God, it's so beautiful. There's all these wine places, and you just hop on a bus, and it takes you to the different places, and this is where the fancy people go. Like, we were at a wine bar one day, and he was like, yeah, this is where like Taylor Swift comes, and she loves, you know, performing here once in a while. And I'm like, what? This is so cool. And also, there's just like bajillionaires there, and you see their helicopters coming, and they're just like, you know, clearly not gonna take the ferry. So obviously, if you have a helicopter, I recommend that. But it's super cool over there. Highly recommend. It's like my facial ID doesn't recognize my face. Do you guys have this problem? Obviously, while you're up there, you should spend some time in Auckland. It is a city, but there's really good food there. And nearby, there's a couple of places I recommend. There's this magnetic black sand beach. I don't know why I use the quotes, because it is magnetic sand. It really is. Anyway, that's a neat beach. I think it's called Piha Beach, if I recall. And then there's also Gibbs Farm. And my God, I've been waiting to go there forever. And I think you have to make reservations. I haven't been able to figure it out. But it's this really neat place. Like tons of acres of land with huge, really neat, like delusional? You know when it tricks your mind? Oh, what's that word? Anyway, these really cool sculptures, and just the pictures are cool, so I can't imagine going there in person. Hopefully I'll be able to. Then, if you have time, keep going north, because again, that is like another beautiful. It's like you arrive in New Zealand, you think it's beautiful, and then like each place you're like, no, this is more beautiful. Oh, this is more beautiful. So I recommend going up to the Bay of Islands and Kerikeri. It's a little town up north, and Just beautiful. The most beautiful swimming beaches. We had such a good time there. Just breathtaking. Take some pictures. Then if you make it all the way to the top, it's called Cape Ringa. It's got a neat little lighthouse up there. You can see like the top of the, looks like the top of the world. It's really neat. And also you should stop when you're up there to do some, what do you call it? Dune surfing. It's really neat. I did it, okay, I didn't actually do it. I sat down and I skated down because I'm a loser, but Brandon really enjoyed surfing down, so that's fun. And it's free, you just need to get a board. Also up there, we went to this white sand beach. It was gorgeous. It was absolutely beautiful. It's crazy that there's, you know, down in the south where you will be, the Fjordlands, there's like penguins. It's like wild. And up north, it's like pure white sand. And then you got the magnetic black dark sand. You can't beat it. I love the variety. Any hoozle, those are my recommendations. If you hit these spots, or even just like a few of them, you're gonna have such a blast. I can't wait for you to plan the trip. Just go on, you know, TripAdvisor and really personalize it for you. Like, we love French food, so we always go to this specific French restaurant in Auckland, but maybe you don't like French food. That's fine. That's cool. It's also fun just finding out these little nuggets on your way. So enjoy. Woo, sweaty. Sweaty. That's it. Now you know. You can get on with your planning, you wild traveling wanderluster. You're gonna have a blast. You better believe it. And if you need more info, watch this video now and hit that subscribe button. I'm always coming out with New Zealand content that I know you will find helpful. So thank you and good night. Hit that subscribe video button. Blah, blah, blah. You know what video I need to watch is a juggling video. Cause like, what are we gonna do with all these tomatoes? Juggle them. Yes, of course. You know, I bet Clown College doesn't exist here in New Zealand. Actually, I don't even know if there is a circus here. Is there a circus? Hey, these are the places you want to go. Hey, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 get ready, and you gotta go to New Zealand. Don't quit your day job. I don't have a day job.